try to understand what positive peace is. Positive peace, IEP defines positive peace as the attitudes, institutions, and structures that create and sustain peaceful and resilient societies. It is concerned with fostering the conditions that enable societies to thrive. Positive peace is therefore more than just the absence of violence, but about creating conditions that prevent violence and conflict from arising in the first place. Positive peace is not just about improving peacefulness, it also helps improve many other social factors, including governance, economic development, well being, and ecological performances. The IEP develops the Positive Peace Index based on the eight pillars of positive peace. So, what we're trying to say here is that positive peace is used to distinguish it from negative peace, which simply refers to the absence of war, violence, or direct conflict. While peace in general can be understood as the lack of violence, positive peace goes deeper, emphasizing the creation of conditions that prevent conflict and promote long-term stability. It focuses on building social systems that ensure justice, equality, and well being rather than just avoiding immediate violence or unrest. So, we spoke about how the IEP develops the Positive Peace Index based on the eight pillars of positive peace. Now, we're going to try to understand what the eight pillars of positive peace are. So, the first pillar of positive peace is good relations with neighbors. When you have good relations with neighbors, you have peaceful interaction and it leads to regional stability. High levels of human capital. High levels of human capital. When you say high levels of human capital, it means that when the human capital is high, it leads to a stable environment, acceptance of the rights of others, a culture of respect for human rights and the recognition of others' freedoms, including the freedom of expression, the freedom of speech, the freedom of religion, and political participation, helps to maintain stability in our community. Then we have free flow of information. When you have access to accurate, independent information that empowers individuals and promotes accountability, it helps to create positive peace in our country. Then we have the low levels of corruption. When you have low levels of corruption, the reduction of or elimination of corruption in both government and business ensures fair practices and trust within individuals in the community. Then we have equitable distribution of resources, fair and inclusive economic policies that ensure resources are distributed in a way that reduces inequality and poverty. And we have sound business environment. In a sound business environment, a healthy economic system with equal opportunities, investment, and job creation for everyone leads to prosperity and stability. Then the last one is well functioning governments. The presence of effective, transparent, and accountable institutions that manage public affairs and ensure fairness leads to stability among individuals in the society. So, next, we're going to talk about the positive peace in Global Peace Index. In the context of Global Peace Index, positive peace is derived through an analysis of various factors that foster or hinder peacefulness. The GPI measures peace using three broad categories: ongoing domestic and international conflict, e.g., wars, tensions between nations, etc., the degree of harmony within society, which means the level of societal violence, political instability, and so on. We have degree of militarization, that's the availability of arms and military expenditure. In summary, the GPI identifies the conditions for sustainable peace by not only assessing the absence of violence, that's negative peace, but also by highlighting positive factors that create a lasting and peaceful society. So basically, the Global Peace Index helps us to highlight the factors that create a lasting and peaceful society. Next, we're going to talk about the real topic of the conversation. So, positive peace in Nigeria. Nigeria continues to face challenges on both safety and security, and ongoing global domains on the Global Peace Index. What I'm trying to say is that Nigeria has been marked among the least peaceful countries in the world, ranking 144th out of 163 countries in the Global Peace Index report as of December 2023, which is a lot. In the 17th edition of the Global Peace Index, produced by the Institute for Economics and Peace, Nigeria scored 2.713 after Israel. Over the last year, the country has recorded further deteriorations in militarization and ongoing conflict and an overall deterioration in peacefulness of 0.8%. So, positive peace in Nigeria is basically non-existent because Nigeria is among the least peaceful countries in the world and it continues to go down and down the ladder. The root cause of global hunger. So, according to the United Nations, hunger is defined as the periods when people experience severe food insecurity, meaning that they go for entire days without eating due to lack of money, access to food, or other resources. The planet produces enough food to feed everyone on Earth, yet more than 3 billion people can't afford to eat a healthy diet. This is because issues like inequality, climate change, conflict, and health systems all play a role in keeping nutritious food out of reach for millions of families around the world. According to the 2024 Global Hunger Index, hunger rates in Africa is especially high, with 1 out of 5 people going hungry each day. So global hunger is a problem, right? But in Africa, it is worse because when food is provided for people, the planet produces enough food to feed everyone on Earth, but people are still going hungry day by day. So the root cause of hunger is because of issues like climate, inequality, conflict, and health systems, which all play a role in keeping nutritious food out of reach of millions of children. Then we have how hunger destabilizes peace in Nigeria. Wherever there is conflict, there is hunger. In Nigeria, the escalating food crisis has far-reaching implications that go beyond malnutrition and scarcity. It is driving social instability, worsening existing conflicts, and disrupting livelihoods. The effects of this crisis are most prominent in conflict-affected regions, particularly in the northern Nigeria. Here, violence has disrupted agricultural activities. With around 3.6 million people already displaced, many farmers are no longer able to cultivate their fields, contributing to declines in food production. The displacement of farmers has not only reduced food availability but also heightened insecurity. In states like Borno, Yobe, Katsina, and Zamfara, there has been a rise in kidnapping. So, hunger destabilizes peace in Nigeria, right? Because when people go hungry or when people are hungry, they tend to do things that they wouldn't normally do so that they can go and look for food outside. So, this hunger is more prominent in the northern states of Nigeria, which is the likes of Yobe, Borno, Katsina, and Zamfara, and this has made them become a rise in kidnappings. Then we have a case study. This is an example, yeah. Fana, a 25-year-old mother who survived conflict in northeastern Nigeria, has struggled to create a better life for her family. She fled to Baba town in Borno State 5 years ago with her 4 children, where she receives food assistance from WFP, that's the World Food Program. Like most of those living there, Fana left her village due to triggered, trig- insecurity triggered attacks from non-state groups and counter operations from the military. This fighting has destroyed our lives, she said. There is not enough food like before. Sometimes we had just water. I would put it on the fire to boil until the children fell asleep just to assure them that food will soon be ready. I used to pray that hunger will not take my children, she says. So Fana is among the million cases of hunger in Nigeria. Due to the instability and insecurity in her state, she had to fly to another state, and which left her with hunger for her and her children. So the next one, we have a call to action. Hunger contributes directly to preventable deaths. The fight against hunger in Nigeria requires all hands on deck, from government leaders and international donors to local communities, businesses, and civil societies. Everyone has a role to play. We must act swiftly to ensure food security. Together, we can create a future where every citizen has access to sufficient and nutritious food, leading to a healthier and peaceful nation. So, in Nigeria, hunger is a problem, like it is a very big problem. So, in order for us to help people or to fight against hunger, we have to have all hands on deck, from the government leaders, international donors, local communities, businesses, and civil society. Everyone has a role to play, and we must act swiftly to ensure food security because people are dying every single day. Thank you.